Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. Um. Wait a sec. What is happening here? Okay. No. All good. Yeah. We are back. I did a couple of fixes for neovim setup, but it's still not 100% why I would want it, but it's better. So basically now in entry point it finally finds this function. So that works. But that's about as good as it gets. The color highlighting I'm still not a big fan of. But what can you do? But overall, the thing now works. So because I find now all my classes basically, even in the generated folder, which was a thing that it was because it's in the git ignore file that it didn't list it, more or less. Well, that's only half the truth, because for the LSB the compile commands was not found. At least not the correct one, let's put it that way. So yeah, fun times. But that is now fixed. So we can today try to do the shader part of this. Hopefully. If my eyes keep up with me. Suddenly they started hurting. Great. Yeah, this one I don't like as well. Yeah, that this whole thing is not highlighted. Very unfortunate. It's almost no highlight here, or like no coloring. It's very weird. Well, future me. The thing is, for the shader, probably I want to... Where is the shade? Where are the shaders? They're in data, right? And then probably shaders. Oh, we have debug here. So we could open that one. Now we can edit a new file. Is it like that? Debug the raw sphere. Is that... Well, that is almost correct. Is it just percent that? Or is it... Wait, is it this? It might be actually that, right? Okay, no. That's... Oh wait, maybe... Okay, no, that's not it. But it's not that either, or? Exactly, because that's the full path, which I don't want. But that one was as well wrong. Vim get current, well, or vim create file in current directory. Oh, okay, it's a little bit different, alright. It's %:age. Yes. Okay, I need to remember that. Or maybe create a new... Maybe I should create a shortcut for that. Okay, that's pretty nice. I guess... Well, let's copy it. I won't? Well... Joke's on you, maybe I will. Okay. So... Basically... In the vertex phase... Just get a vector, I would say. Within position. That's about it. Well, actually, yeah, let's do that plus float. Oh, that's, yeah, well, in. Not sure what to say to that. Maybe. No, I don't think so. Radius. And then I guess we could do another in as a U32, so a U end maybe. Color. Actually, I think we have that the ImGUI shader. That direction. Exactly this one. Well, let's actually take more or less that. I don't need a push constant here, I think. Wait, is that correct? Actually, not quite right. I think we just take a position, never mind. Now we have an SSBO here. That's what I want to do. Actually, let's go as well to LSP probably. Let's try something. Wherever it is. Oh yeah, here. GLSL analyzer, I think, is what I have. And I think it's Is it settings or not? That one I don't know. GLSL analyzer neovim. Does that exist as a... Does it say how to change stuff? I would want to get a new file type. I want to add my file type to like not to ClangD but to this, but I'm not sure if it's file types here like that or how it's working. I guess it's just file types. Maybe. I mean, that's a big bet, but let's see. Might work. Yes. Well, more or less. Well, 3-seater was working already. Debug, draw. Well, I guess it wasn't that. Because that didn't work. So I guess it's not that. Oh, it is file types. So, oh wait, I have a space at the end. That's probably not good. Is there a way to set up the default directory for neovim? Sad. Still doesn't work. Is it even... Do I even have GLSL analyzer? I do. Where does it say which file types it supports? Or it's still wrong? GLSL analyzer. LSP. What is it even set up? Being at... Okay, yeah, that's what I thought that you would tell me. But then, even for that, Oh yes, it is. Even for that, I still need to... what did I want to say? I still need to navigate to the directory in the command line, right? How does that help me? Oh, shader. Oh, okay. That's the secret, I see. Oh, wait, did I forget the equal sign? No, right? Oh, shit. No, I didn't, but well, whatever. Is that it? Linux.exe, okay. Well, someone doesn't know that there is no executable extension. And I thought you were a Linux pro. Maybe I need to as well. Where is the Endure installed? Is it not here? Oh, here. Yeah. Well, okay, whatever. I will deal with that later, I guess. You just don't like that, or what? Well, one more time, we try. Laser. I mean, that looks fine. Why would that not work? Because, I mean, it even says it here as a thing. Last drive. That doesn't work, then we will just continue without it. Debug the raw. I guess it really hates me. Yeah, it just doesn't add. Whatever. Sure you can. Let's see if I have the answer. Yeah, I reused them. Oh no, it's fine, sorry. Don't worry. Yeah, I reuse them. It's mostly something I'm not an expert on it. But yes, I'm reusing them. I saw that used in Snowdrop, for example, and I wondered why you would not want to do that, because there's not really a downside, I think, to reusing the samplers. You always create like samplers for different things and then you can reuse them for the different textures. At least that's how I understood them. I wouldn't know why you would ever want to have a sampler with the exact same settings duplicated and created again for a different texture. Maybe there is a problem with it, but as I saw that Snowdrop as well used it like that, they had samplers as well hashed. Yeah, but I don't want to rely on that, right? And I mean, I would still allocate something on C++ side to duplicate it, right? If I don't hash it. So even like the CPU side representation would be duplicated if I don't do that. So even if the graphics card does something smart, I want to do that as well. Yeah, I don't know why. I would need to read up why that doesn't work. Anyways, not the problem for now. So I guess we go to... Which one is a good one? That I don't know, to be honest. That I don't know. Which shader do I want to copy that from? World chunk maybe? Yeah, why not? And then wait. Oh, that was because it was a header file. Oh, that's interesting. I always mispress that. Debug draw shader. So basically I want to copy that in here. Or probably I would want to have that actually up here. And that will be the first time I do that, so let's hope that actually works. But is it actually? No, because the headers are kind of the same. Debug sphere. And then we have a matrix, well, mat4 transform. Probably. And float radius. And probably as well, do we do, well, at this point we might as well vec3. Well, is it vec3 is not that smart actually. Well, a U and color, I guess. And then we have buffer reference align, probably to 8, it doesn't really matter. Debug spheres. I don't know if I need a count, so for now let's delete that. Okay, so that one goes away. And I don't think I need push constants. Oh no, I do. What am I saying? I need them because we need to put in the where the buffer address, right? Oops. Debug sphere list, yank that, paste that here. Debug list, I guess, or sphere list or list. Instances? I don't know. Let's do instances, why not? And then outstruct is a vec3 out position out color, I guess. We don't have that. Oops. One too much. Always one too much. That one goes away. All of that more or less goes away. So what I would want to do, let me double check, I have some notes that I took today. So I don't make a mistake. I think all I want to do is scale that, the radius. But actually, yeah, we don't even need to have that here. We don't even need to bind the vertex buffer, I think. We can just have a vec2 here. Well, a vec2 or vec3. Actually, I think a vec2 is fine because we only want the 2D position. Oh yeah, I remember. Is that good enough? Probably. So what I would want to do is, well, yeah, here have a vec2 quad positions. With a size 6. But I don't think I need to actually wait. SF margin squares, right? Yeah, I don't need that, okay. That's good enough. And then this is a vec. Well, actually, I think I can just do that. And for now, that is -1s. I don't know if we will stay with -1s, but basically we define here the quad. Now we render to. And all of that will make a little bit more sense once we see it. But I think it's quite smart what I envisioned if it works. If not, then we need to go back and do it a little bit more traditional. but I think it could work. Probably. Do I need a colon here? Well, let's do. No, I don't know. Let's do one here as well. I'm not sure. Probably, actually, maybe we don't need one here. But here I probably need one. So basically, so the problem is that this is a little bit odd here, right? I mean, we could do a cube, then that makes that part a little bit simpler for now. Well, let's keep it simple for now, I guess. Let's give it just a position for now. Let's leave out rotation, stuff like that. We have the few constants anyways. So basically my word position. Well, that one is actually quite straightforward. That is just p or push constants, or like, let me name it constants. Instances at gr, well, not well, gr instance index, right? I think. Yeah. Where? Debug sphere. Okay. And then basically to view matrix. Times our word position. And then out color. How is that even? I think it's like that, right? So now let's just give it the full color as a vec, as like one vec4, I don't know. We need to break up the color into the individual black components. But we don't do that now. That will not do a whole lot yet because we don't have an actual proper shape. Because we need to offset this position. And I guess I could do a real cube. Otherwise it gets a little bit complicated. I mean, actually, maybe not. Actually, it might be not so hard. So actually the word position is our... Do we have that? I guess that doesn't work, right? Yeah. SF view constants. Camera direction. Oh, but that's only the forward. I would need the right vector as well. Well, let's fake it for now. So basically that is our... Yeah, this one plus... Let's do a fake one. So basically a vector 3. Let's do that at right vector. Times our quad position x. Times our... Where? Is it times? Yeah, I think, yeah. Yes. Times our instance radius. And then we copy that. Paste that. That will be what? That's a 0. That's our up vector. We need to put that in. Don't really have that yet. And that's that, and this is our y. And then this is the word position we basically use, and then we do it where what position is like that. And that should do the trick. Famous last words. Is that everything? Well, actually, I probably want to have vec 2 maybe. Out local position. And that one is basically our quad cross times our sphere radius. And then vec2 quad cos. So that would be a first test vertex shader. How did I do that? Okay, well then we need to do instances. Spheres. Right. For this to work. Yeah. And then the fragment is fairly simple. We have an in position. We have an in vec2. In local position. I'm not sure if I need the word position, but yeah. Now we have an in vec4 in color basically. Now we have a color like that. And then all I need here is just a basic sphere function. So we kind of have that already, but I will copy it here because it's a little bit simplified, I guess. But yeah, basically I use a similar approach to what I do with the voxels. Just that we do instance rendering. And then this is gone, and this is gone, yes. And we do a float radius. I see. Why did I do it like that? It's probably easier to just give it. Just give it the. Oh, but I need to lock it in place, right? Let's hardcode it for now. Radius is 10, let's say. This should be forwarded from the vertex stage. It's my initials. I couldn't come up with a better name. Wait. Why is it even? What did I do there? Let's see. Whatever I smoked there, I have no idea. But let's. I don't need that actually. I'm not sure if that is correct what I did there, but probably not. So the distance is our radius -1, which sounds already weird. I'm not sure that is correct, but whatever. Let's live with that. Maybe I had a smart idea for once, but probably not. And then we have a line here. That is basically a smooth step between our thickness and our thickness in like half for the absolute distance here. But to be honest, I'm a little bit, the more I write that, the more sussed out I am by that, but whatever. That is actually what people, well, what my schoolmates made fun of me all the time, yeah. Well, made fun of me is maybe the wrong word. Teased me with, I guess. They always called me AK-47. Or always, sometimes. Always is a bit exaggerated. Okay, so actually a vec 3 for the color would be good enough, I guess, in this case. I doubt this will work, to be honest. I have my very big suspicions about that. I mean, let's see if it even compiles first. So we need a debug path for that. Do we have already one? Oops. Graphics, public, Onyx, graphics. Probably render graph tasks. We don't. Can I create somehow a new file or like a new folder here? Copy tasks to move tasks. Oh, that's pretty okay. That's nice. Debug. Debug draw task.h, I guess. Okay, today I learned. See, we are getting better. Does that work? Oh my god, okay. That's pretty nice. Oh no, I bricked it though. Debug draw task CPP. Okay. I mean, that's pretty nice. Where we can close all of that. We don't need that anymore. Smooth like it's not... What? Is that the saying in your country or what? I mean, I know smooth like butter, but... Or do I mean, we say that in German from time to time. Okay, where? Maybe. Render graph, perfect. Debug draw. See, I should have probably called it pass. Let's do that. I think I like that more. Or is it task? No, it's more a pass, right? I think pass makes more sense. I don't know. But then probably I should rename that folder eventually. Or, nah, let's do task. Debug draw task. Yeah, I still navigate a little bit shitty here, not gonna lie. I'm not used to doing like the 10Js and 10K or whatever. I know Control U and D to jump half a page, but the other one, not so much yet. Facebook. Okay. Okay, that's funny. I will send it to my fiance, but she probably already knows it. She is like way more on top of all the like memes and stuff like that. Alright, so basically we should... I always mispress that hotkey because I did more in Vim. Like I did more in Vim files recently than in my actual code files. Debug draw task. What did I just do? Whatever. Pragma once. Graphics for sure, but do we have a namespace for probably render graph nodes? I would assume I had that already, but maybe not. I guess we can find out. Tone map pass. Tone map pass. Oh yeah, render graph nodes. Yeah. Graphics render graph nodes. Okay. But actually, let's go there. I need to copy a couple of things. Let's actually copy the whole thing, I guess. Oops. Namespace. Well, I copied the same thing, but then not really. Render graph nodes. Okay. Oops. Now we do an include Onyx graph. No, node graph. Well, actually, wait, is it node graph? Tone map pass. Oh, let's open it. Let's do that. Okay. Debug draw task. And we have not a fixed shader node, we have a render graph shader node. Well, wait, does that that exposes it, right? I think, which is not really what I would want, probably. But the fixed one has only one, right? Oh, that sucks. Let's use a render graph fixed node for now, but yeah, it's not perfect by any means. We need the texture handle. That's probably fine, I think. Debug draw. Is it? Okay. Debug draw task. Let's do that. Oh, let's do that. Yeah. Render target, I guess. And that's why render target. I guess. Because it's basically a one-to-one. We will render on top of it, I think. Yeah, I think so. Probably in between. Not sure yet. Either it goes in between the static mesh path and the composite, or it runs after the composite. Well, actually, maybe not even that. Maybe it runs all the way at the end. So that we don't tone map it. I'm not sure. We will figure that out. Alright. So basic again. The tone map. Yeah, this one. Let's copy all of that. Let's go to debug draw task. What? That's not what I wanted. Debug draw task. Thank you. Paste that there. Remove that. Tasks. Debug draw task. Perfect. Debug draw task. Yank that. Paste that there. Paste that there. I'm almost feeling like I'm fast, but only almost. Shaders debug, I think. And then delete. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That was what I wanted. Yes. Debug draw, I think. Debug draw sphere. Yeah. Yeah. And then I just need a buffer, and that's about it. Which probably copy over at well, on the pre-render, right? Void on what is it on pre? No, it's not on. I always forgot that. On pre-render. Okay, it is on pre-render. Or override, but need to have a different. What was the? That's basically. One too early. Command buffer context. And I think if I go here, no code actions available. That is very sad. I would have hoped that this would allow me to create it. I wrote those before C++ had that. At least I think I did that. When was, or maybe, let's see. I would need to check that again on pre-render. Oops, yank that. No. Let me double check. When did this all come? The futures and promises. Was just the STD like the 14? STD promise. Okay, no, it was 11. So then I take it back. Never mind. But that part of the engine is very old already, like even before it was an engine. It's I think it's all in async task, right? Or something like that. In here I have the promise, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure anymore why I wrote it myself. I think To be honest, I think the promise had some stuff that was missing for me, because I think the promise didn't have a callback to core when it's finished, or was that maybe it? But maybe that's wrong, or I don't know. STD promise. Yeah, I think it didn't have a callback when it's done, right? And it still doesn't do that. Yeah, exactly. So I think that was the main reason, yeah. I think that was it. Because I wanted to be able to queue things together. Or get callbacks when something is done. Because, yeah, because that's basically it. Because in, for example, asset loader. Okay, well, the asset loader, that is the wrong one. But yeah, I mean, you see it here on the asset load finished. That's basically an async request, and I want to have a callback when the task finishes, wherever I do that. But yeah, I guess you get the idea. It does. It's not really that. That's like, I mean, yes, I use it in thread pools, but that doesn't necessarily have to do with like the continuation, right? It doesn't need to be in a thread pool. It can be in its own thread as well, or whatever. Doesn't need to be necessarily a pool. It's just that, yeah, all my async tasks run in thread pools currently, but they don't necessarily need to. It's more that I wanted to be able to change stuff with this one, and as well when you get a handle back to your task and you can cancel it, and then you get an on cancel basically. That was the two things that I wanted to have. I think even async tests, I mean, I'm not sure if they still work, because I didn't test catch too much anymore, but basically here you can see how it was intended. I'm not sure if I will handle coroutines. Eventually maybe, but for now I don't. I mean, I see the benefit of them, but for now I don't really. I don't see the immediate need for them. Let's put it that way. Oops. So we want 6 here. And then I need the buffer here. Which I'm not quite. Well, I guess what we could do is have a buffer handle here. Instance buffer, I guess. Oops. That, yes, perfect. And then on pre-render, what I would want to do is context, probably. Jesus. Frame context. API. Get. Is that not? Or is it like that? Hello. How do I need to include API here for it to work? Oops. The mistyping sometimes is still very annoying. Did I just do? Because the confirmation for the suggestions is still not in my mind. Isn't that just... Oh wait, this is RHI? Yeah, it's RHI, right? Graphics... System. Oh yeah, here. Get transient buffer. Oh, we need the buffer properties here. Do I have? That should be somewhere used, right? Yeah. I as well understood it that way. That's basically like one thing why you would want a thread pool is that you don't have to start the threads all the time. Because starting and stopping threads is expensive. But maybe that's wrong as well, I don't know. 3, no, that's not it. Well, actually we want to probably do a debug sphere struct here. Just so that we can struct debug sphere. And then we have a vec3 position. Right, I think we did. It's fine. That's what Windows does on a regular basis, so why should I bother? Debug draw sphere, position, color, radius. Oops. I mean, I guess we could do it like that. So basically we have a size of 1, 4, 5. I hope I can do that, but I guess... Oh, that's beautiful. It does actually shows it. That was something I was looking for in neovim currently. How to show the size of stuff. That's nice. Well, let's do a size of debug sphere. And then we add, let's do 10 for now, even though this should match the size of queued spheres. We don't need indirect here. We need storage and we need device address here. And we probably need CPU access as well. And we only need read here. Alright, it's only debug. I mean, not okay. And that would be, well, let's rename that GR. Wasn't it GR? Oh, it's that. SSPO instance buffer, I guess. Debug spheres. No, because I mean I cannot only draw 16 spheres. I mean that's not a lot of debug drawing if we only allowed 16 spheres. Then again, maybe that's at least performant then, right? I mean, if we don't give them a whole lot of possibilities to debug draw, it's at least fast. And then that would be a U64 instance buffer. And what changed here? That still, I always press enter. Get GPU address. And we want that in the vertex stage. And we don't need that. First instance 0. Well, we do again. This would be the instance count. Lifetime endpointer. Yes, we are on a Vim arc or whatever. don't tell anyone at work that I'm using Vim. Actually, not true. Tomorrow is you can do whatever you want. Well, more or less. It's like it has to be somewhat something that will help you in the future with work or a game idea or something like that. Like a game jam, but yeah, just whatever you feel like. It doesn't need to necessarily be in your discipline. I don't know. Exactly, the Vim just showed up out of nowhere. I don't know how it happened. So yeah, tomorrow I will try to see if I can get my work project running in not necessarily neovim, but maybe in a different editor than Visual Studio or Rider. That would be interesting because it's a AAA engine project, fully built on basically the Visual Studio stack ish. True, I'm sitting here since a week already and I can't turn it off, so actually that's what I wanted to know as well. What is a lifetime endpointer C++? What? Do you have a link for that? What is that? Because a unique pointer already ends the lifetime of an object. So what's new? Yeah, sorry. I need to have like this plugin that Cakes has, I guess, with like the dark mode. Okay, is there another? Okay. Is it an ugly syntax again? Maybe triple parentheses around it or whatever. Where is their solution? Okay, they don't have. Well, or whatever. I would need to read that all in slow. I thought there is maybe an example. Oh, I will. Sure, you can. You can. I'm somewhat happy with this one though. But what I don't like is that, but I'm not sure where that's coming from. But yeah, some keywords are not colored. I saw that actually. I considered that one. I mean, I can try it. I don't know. Their sample is a Java sample, so I'm not sure if I can do that. I think they already lost some credibility for that. But reset the misconfiguration, but I don't need. I mean, you say that, but I don't even know where that misconfiguration would be. I mean, I know where my tree seater configuration is. Oh, okay. But yeah, I don't really do a whole lot here, and that's like basically what the standard comes with. Impossible. My LSP is perfect now. Yeah, I don't know. What's weird, but I was researching and it seems to be that it just uses something different, but in Telescope, if I, for example, go here, debug draw task, it looks better, right? I mean, it looks how I would want it, like the namespace is colored, void is colored. But then once I open the file, it's gone. Well, it only half colored it. Which is like, why can't I have this one? This is mine. What is neovim tree set context for text objects? Maybe that, because I don't have those, I think, and it only recommends them, but I didn't actually install them here. Oh, okay, that only allows you to do some additional. I mean, that is maybe quite nice. I guess with that you can do, yeah, moves of like whole tree sitter objects. That's kind of nice, I guess. And what's context? Doesn't really say what it does. Whatever, I will look at that. Let's see. Maybe it's one of those that. Ah, okay. No, I'm not quite sure what it does, but okay. Am I using... I'm using from just the main branch, I guess, because I don't use one here. Are you using it from main? It's like that, right? Let's not save that. I mean, it didn't reinstall anything, so I doubt it. did anything, but debug the raw. But see, it indexed it and then it just no. Yeah, I am not sure. But I will compare it still with yours. Maybe it's like one of the other, like whatever. You mean on 3-seater or what? Where is my 3-seater? Am I blind? Oh, here. Nope. Just shift you. But I did shift you on that. Or what? Oh, you mean here just shift you? Okay. Sorry. Ooh, the mistyping is of the autocomplete. Do you have that? Or what? Do you have the extra config? Or you just don't bother? And I guess it's on the... It's probably on the theme then, right? That needs those extra config. But guys, I am a little bit tired. I did already an hour before the stream just setting up neovim again, like smaller things like the LSP fix and stuff like that. So I will call it a day. But yeah, overall I think if I iron out the small stuff that still annoys me with neovim, like the color highlighting, right? That's like the biggest thing. I think I could see myself using this. It feels very nice, to be honest. It feels very nice how it works, how smooth and fast and responsive it is. But to be fair, SAD was fast as well, and VS Codium was okay as well. I'm on a desktop machine, but yeah, in theory it would be. But I'm looking anyways, as I said, for a new IDE because yeah, now on Linux there is no VS Code, and yeah, as I said, Rider is okay-ish fast, but it's already as well quite slow, to be honest. Oh, okay. I see, Sonic. Let's see if we can raid someone today. But yeah, tomorrow we will be back, and hopefully I have finished my neovim struggles with color highlighting. Maybe I can figure it out tomorrow, as I have tomorrow an entire day for it off stream, because I can experiment with it during working time. I don't think I want to go to Emacs as well, but I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm not sure. Let's see. I will think about it, but I think Emacs is a little bit older in terms of like, because what I like about neovim is that it's super easy to find plugins and stuff like that, and I think, well, I'm not too in like Emacs Vim wars and stuff like that, but what I read so far, Emacs is still quite old school, let's say, in that way. That's probably harder to find stuff, but maybe that's just not true, I don't know. Okay, I see. Yeah, let's see, maybe eventually I will try it out, but I want to try this a little bit longer. All right. Oh yeah, we wanted to raid someone. Where is the raid button? Here is the raid button. Oh yeah, let's raid TCAP, why not? All right. Have a nice rest of your evening. I will go to bed earlier today so that I'm not so tired tomorrow and can stream longer. And we can finish this this debug renderer and finally start with the terrain. So yeah, thank you for joining, and yeah, have a great night. See you hopefully tomorrow. Bye bye.